Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And then you've been to a couple different places before this. So most recently you were living in Alaska, right?
Yeah. Lived in Alaska for 4 years.
And we were talking about before the episode how many polar bears you saw in Alaska.
Zero polar bears.
That's kind of upsetting. I think if I had to live in Alaska, I think like seeing a polar bear would have to be something you just had to be there, you know?
Right.
Yeah, kind of like upsetting.
Yeah, no.
There's no polar bears like Coca-Colas running around? No?
No. Kids didn't ride the polar bears to school.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome back to the Southside Blueprint, your guide for buying, selling, and investing here in Southern Maryland. My name's Justin Teedy, and today I'm joined by Billy Rabbit and Laura Moore. How are we doing today, guys?
Good.
Doing all right. Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast. Excited to finally join an episode?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to be famous.
Yeah. We do get quite a bit of views.
Yeah, all
Awesome.
7 of them.
I had this one episode where
Oh, Lord, here we go again.
these people were getting upset with me, and I got like 10 comments on TikTok because I was talking about homes in Texas being cheap.
They are, though.
You're like, it's because the land's so cheap.
It's because we sell the oil.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, except for home pricing.
that's true.
It's like a swap there. Like, the houses are huge, but the prices are low.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, you're right.
But yeah, so Laura, you've been with us for quite a while. So you started actually before I did. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your real estate career so far.
So I got licensed in July of last year. Found out that Billy was a real estate agent / broker, even though I didn't know that beforehand.
Best kept secret in Southern Maryland.
Everybody
was.
knows that. How do you not know that?
He was my son's baseball coach, and I had no idea until I started seeing his face pop up on my Facebook.
Yeah.
I was there for the kids, all right? I was there for the kids.
It was great. So, interviewed with Billy, interviewed with a couple of other ones, and joined Billy because they had what I needed.
Sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And then you've been to a couple different places before this. So most recently you were living in Alaska,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Lived in Alaska for 4 years.
And we were talking about before the episode how many polar bears you saw in Alaska.
Zero polar bears.
That's kind of upsetting. I think if I had to live in Alaska, I think like seeing a polar bear would have to be something you just had to be there, you know?
Right.
Yeah, kind of like upsetting.
Yeah, no.
There's no polar bears like Coca-Colas running around? No?
No. Kids didn't ride the polar bears to school.
Oh my gosh. Such a letdown.
Yeah.
We might as well just give that state to Canada then.
You can give them to Russia.
There's just no more use for it.
No polar bears.
No polar
Go to
bears.
Canada.
No thanks. We'll go back down to 49 states. It'll be fine.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
No, they do have like their own language up there, though.
We have that in St. Mary's County too.
I know.
You by God.
Earl.
Earl. Get some Earl for the car.
Yeah.
Well, I learned the other day it's not Brayton Bay, it's Britton Bay.
Oh.
Yeah, she said I didn't get the listing. I said, I know why.
He was like, what did you call it? And I said, Brayton Bay. And he was like, no, it's Britain. And I was like, there's no N. Seriously, it's Britain, but there's no N. Like, I couldn't get over the fact that there was no N.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of our own language, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, so how's your real estate career been thus far? You've had quite a bit of early success. So tell us a little bit about that.
It was slow at first, but, you got to put in the hours, make the phone calls, and it'll speed up.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And then it'll just keep going.
If you build it, they will come.
Exactly. Field of dreams.
There we go. That's what we are, the Southside Group. We're the Field of Dreams.
The Field of Dreams. I don't even know
Hopes
what
and
that
dreams.
is.
No more red cross.
You weren't born.
Probably not.
No, you weren't.
Oh, he wasn't, was he?
No, he was not. He was not born during that time period.
So getting back on topic. So one of the things that you have a lot of familiarity with and kind of one of your specialty areas is PCSing.
Yes.
So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
So PCSing, anybody who doesn't know what PCS stands for, it's the permanent change of station for military members and their families. It's a really stressful time for the families because, typically when you do a location move and you're local, you have all your stuff. Mm-hmm. Like everything that you own moves with you as you go, not in the military. They set up a time for somebody to come pack your stuff for you and take it. And you're left with air mattresses and the bare necessities.
But not polar bears.
But no polar bears. But yeah, no, it's stressful. I mean, the kids switch schools, you lose all the friends you've made, you got to start over. So it's kind of stressful.
I guess most of the time, too, when people are PCSing, it's more than likely a place that they have very little.
Never been.
Right, or know nothing about. So that really plays into how important it is to finding the right realtor.
Yeah, absolutely. We depend on a lot of social media, reaching out to the bases and groups beforehand, kind of knowing where the areas, which that makes it hard as a realtor to kind of talk about because, ethics and whatnot. But when somebody reaches out to you and they're like, what school district should I put my kid in? And I'm like, do some research and figure out which one is best for you.
We can talk about crime, though, now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
You didn't see that?
No, I do remember you saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we talk about crime now.
We don't have to just say, here's this resource for this website.
I think
do your due diligence.
That's probably recommended still, but yeah, as long as you're not swaying people away, they're saying that it's not a violation of fair housing anymore. So, yeah. So I know the Realtor Association came out with their spin on it too, but I guess at the end of the day, if people are trusting us to make decisions, we've got to be able to give them factual decisions,
right.
So I guess as long as we say whatever the data says, I guess it's okay. So
as long as you don't interpret this.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It
puts you
still
in
a very fine line there.
No, it is, and it's such
agree.
a tough position as a realtor because you have this code of ethics that you have to abide by, but then also your number one priority is your client. So somebody who's moving here, especially in a PCS situation, you definitely want to give them the best guidance, but then also want to make sure you're staying in line with ethics and laws.
Well, then most of the time too, when a lot of the families are PCSing, moving from one station to another. I mean, a lot of times they're buying the house sight unseen. You're buying the house over FaceTime. So.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we moved down here, we had not seen the house until we literally got the keys and walked in the door.
Yeah. No, I know we sold one. It's been a couple years ago, but we had listed the property, and the buyer's agent had actually watched over the property for almost 3 or 4 months before they actually moved in, which was crazy. But I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Well, yeah, and in that instance, we did because we moved down here in 22, so
right.
Post-COVID.
Yeah.
The market was hot.
Yeah.
And anything that we wanted, as soon as she was getting a viewing, it was gone.
Yeah. No, I mean it certainly happens for sure, and then it's just, it's tough. You're trying to highlight everything without, I guess, being overboard. You know what I mean? Because every house is going to have a flaw. Right. Even new construction, we see that, right? So you're buying the house over FaceTime, which is a challenge. I've heard a lot of horror stories of when families are PCSing, they lose their stuff. Has that ever happened?
Damaged has happened.
Okay.
We thought we lost some stuff, but then we found it a year later in the microwave that we didn't use because we had a built-in microwave.
Was it dinner that you lost? What do you
How
keep
big is your microwave?
All of the
we had a turtle, and we forgot we put the turtle in the microwave. Shipped him from Alaska.
The pot holders and stuff like that. We were where's that box that there were
that's
pot
a little
holders.
more realistic. Okay.
No pot holders, and then there were a few smaller bowls that had gone missing, and we're where is all that stuff? Never found it.
Okay.
And then a year later, I was like, can we get rid of that microwave? We're not using it. We have a built-in microwave now. Let's just put it on Marketplace. And he's like, yeah. And so I go to clean it out, and I'm like, hey, honey, found the pot holders.
Sure.
Where are they?
Yeah.
In the microwave in the garage that's been sitting there for a year.
At least you found them.
We did.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's like a housewarming gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
So I guess what's the most stressful part of the PCS move?
Honestly, it's
you know where you're going, so it's not like you got to decide.
Yeah,
where are we moving to? No, they're like, oh no, you're going here.
Yeah, no. So my husband's stationed at Andrews right now, but clearly we do not live near Andrews.
Sure. Yeah.
You really got to like find out like what schools your kids are going to do good in. And you just got to kind of like get a feel for something that you've never experienced.
Sure.
Without experiencing it.
Right.
A lot of times you get like a little leave of absence to go house hunting.
Okay.
We were in Alaska. We didn't really have the luxury of somebody coming and staying with the kids for a week while we went to Maryland to go look at houses.
Yeah.
That and post-COVID, you know, the travel restrictions and everything else that were going on.
Sure. Yeah, that would be tough. I mean, that's pretty far away.
Yeah. It took us a month to get here.
Yeah.
Because we drove. So.
Okay.
Wow. It's a long drive.
So
Did you guys go the wrong way?
No, we went all the way down to San Diego. Like we drove down the Pacific coast.
Oh, okay.
So made it like a road trip.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gotcha.
All right. That
I
makes
was like,
me
it
feel
can't be that long. I was like,
Well, surprisingly
You guys bring
enough,
a horse, like a horseback?
it takes a week. It took us a whole week to get from the Alaska border down to the Seattle border.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
So Canada's huge.
Yeah.
And we drove like 10
and
hours.
so many polar
every day.
bears.
No polar bears.
I had to dodge all the polar bears.
But we got lucky and we were able to drive 10 hours a day and stop in hotels and whatnot. But that was also the same year that there's a highway that goes from like Alberta over to Alaska.
Okay.
That highway got washed out.
Oh.
And so people who were going that way had to like turn around and go down and go back around, and it added like 5 days to their travel.
Okay.
Wow.
We luckily didn't plan to go that way.
Okay.
So
Well, can't really blame them. It's taken Maryland like 2+ years to build a bridge. So.
hey, you know what? I will say
Still
that
not
is
here.
one thing that Alaskans can do is they can build roads.
Yeah?
We got hit with an earthquake in 2017
Okay.
or no, 2018. 7.2 earthquake.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. The roads were like completely lifted and torn up, and we had the road be rebuilt in like 2 days.
Really?
Yeah.
We should have hired that contractor here, man. we could have built one hell of a bridge then.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, even the 301 bridge going over to Virginia, I mean, they just threw that thing up. It was like a year start to finish.
Yeah.
So, but one question I have about the whole PCSing process, from the time that, you know, the typical family knows they're going to be moving to when they have to be into their new location, what's that time frame typically look like?
So we got our like unofficial orders in, it was like July of 2017. My husband's report date was the end of January of 2018.
Okay.
But we didn't get cut our hard copy orders until December
Okay.
of 2017, like the
Gotcha.
end of December.
Gotcha. Okay. So,
So
you
you
have a
can't-
little bit of preparation, but you can't really do anything until
Yes.
then.
So you can't do anything until you have your hard copy orders. Like you can't set up your move. You can't set up them to come pack your stuff. You have to get like medical clearances for all of your family members. It's a lot of stuff that has to happen before the actual move. Especially like, so when you're going from, like we went from Oklahoma to Alaska. That's considered an overseas assignment, even though Alaska is part of the United States. So we actually had to have like dental clearance, medical clearance, all these clearances to go to another part of the United States.
Another state. Yeah.
Yeah. But because it's considered an overseas assignment in the military, you have to have like the overseas
Gotcha.
clearances. So
So is that your whole family that has to get those clearances?
yes, because not everybody qualifies to go to certain bases.
Gotcha.
So do you have to like leave like one of the kids behind?
No, they'll actually
Sorry,
look,
Penny, you didn't make it. You didn't make the cut, Penny. Sorry,
well,
Oliver.
I
We'll
was
see
going
you
to
in 4
say, they
years.
have actually like canceled people's orders before.
Oh. So how do you get it canceled?
So like, okay, so for example, my oldest, Darren, he is high functioning autistic and he doesn't qualify to go to certain places like Japan
Okay.
because they have to have services that they can provide for the kids in school
Makes sense, yeah.
and medically. So if they don't have those services, they automatically like black flag them.
Gotcha.
So if those orders like drop on the member, they usually will be like, oh, we can't go there. Because you're enrolled in what's called EFMP, which is the Exceptional Family Member Program.
Gotcha.
But that's for like asthmatics, special needs kids, anything that has an exceptional issue.
Gotcha.
So there are like safeguards in place for families who have issues with those things, but for the most part, like start to finish, it's usually about 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. So
then it really ramps up towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how often when you get the kind of tentative orders before you get the, paper orders, does that often change for people or?
So it is kind of like different for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We had to have the medical clearance to go to Alaska. So our clearance took longer because we had to fill out everybody's medical clearances, send them to Alaska. Alaska had to review them and make sure that we could go. So ours took longer than normal. But typically, if you have no things that have to be reviewed, you can get your hard copy orders in like 2 months.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah.
So if somebody was, let's say, moving for the first time or PCSing for the first time, what are some things that you would recommend or some of the things that you guys have experienced that you said, hey, this is something that I would do the next time or that, I would recommend to somebody?
I would say that you really have to get involved before you even get there at your next base.
Sure.
So pretty much every base has a Facebook page for wives, spouses, moms, homeschoolers.
Sure.
They're out there.
Yeah.
You join those group, you start interacting with those people. That way you have connections when you get there.
Sure.
Because it's hard when you move your family across the country and you don't have a support system.
Yeah. No, I bet. I think the statistic was, all right, pretty much one of the biggest things that most military families complain about or whatever, because we do a lot of VA loans here, right? So one of the things that they say is that in that time period that they're there, they never ever feel like a sense of actually belonging.
Yeah.
They try or whatever, and there's certainly lots of things that I think would support, try to do that. But I mean, something just as simple as like, that we take for granted, right? Of where am I going to go get my hair cut?
Yeah.
Where's my kid's doctors, or where's this going to be, or, daycare and, all these things, that you have to, that you just take for granted, living in somewhere for a long period of time.
When you go to the next place, it's like, okay, we're starting all over again.
Yeah. And it's just sad or whatever, because there's already so much stress and anxiety and everything that's built up in a move like that. And then to feel like, hey, you get somewhere and then you never ever feel like you belonged or you ever really got settled or whatever before it's time to move again. You know? So. Yeah.
I mean, the great thing about it though is you do get to see other places.
Sure.
And so if you don't feel like you're at home in one place and you do finally feel at home in another, it's like, oh, okay, we know where we're retiring to.
Yeah.
Like us, we're going back to Alaska.
Right.
Eventually.
Yeah.
So, but.
Yeah. No, it always makes me laugh because it's like I'll have a client and they're like moving up the street or something. And they're like, you're like, oh, I don't know how to function. Like, we can't move no more, blah, blah. And then you have like a military family. They got like 5 kids and, all this stuff and 4 dogs and all these things. They're like, all right, pack up the truck. We're going to New Jersey. It's like, you're like, wow, what a difference. Like, when do you guys think you'd be out of here? Oh, we'll be out of here over the weekend, Good luck. We're out of here. And you got somebody else or whatever. They're like, oh, I can't move, 13 minutes away. What are you doing? This is the end of our lives. We can't do this. And you're just like, yeah. So I feel like it builds a lot of resilient kids for sure. I mean, the kids,
I hope so.
Tough.
I really do. I hope so. Like, or I'm just breaking mine. I don't know. But I was gonna say that's the other thing. Like, I was born into the military.
Sure.
My dad did 26 years, and he was already in when I was born. So
sure.
I grew up it.
Yeah. So you don't know any different.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, hopefully one day you guys get to see a polar bear.
I'm good.
But if you do, you have to send me a picture.
I can see
do
Penny
know
now.
that they like hunt humans, right?
I think Penny could take them. I think Penny could take it.
I don't know about Penny. She'd be like, "Oh, fluffy dog. Can I pet that
dog?" She must be in St. Mary's County too long.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Sorry.
You're the host of this.
I know.
I always look at him. I'm like, all right.
And then sometimes I look away when I don't have something to say, so he knows.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's been one of your favorite things about St. Mary's County so far?
So I would say that my favorite part about St. Mary's County is the closeness.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that country feel. I'm not going to lie. I love getting stuck behind horse and buggy.
Or a tractor.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my kids sitting in the back seat, like, why do they not have the thingies to catch the stuff? And I'm like, it's not a big deal.
Nobody knows.
Natural fertilizer.
Yeah. It helps make good corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is another thing that I do love. I love the farm stands. I love having the farmers markets. You don't have that a whole lot elsewhere.
No, it's certainly a lot of that type of stuff we take for granted.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, and this area is like old.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of history here.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
13 colonies.
Yeah.
The original colonies.
Right.
Yeah, no, I went over to...
They landed right up the street.
Yeah, pretty much.
We got a festival for it.
Yeah. I went and saw the Mayflower last weekend. It's not the original one.
Well, see, I went over a couple weeks ago, went over to Hillsborough for a showing.
Yeah.
And the house was built in like 1794.
Probably signed the Declaration of Independence.
Hey, I have a relative that did that, okay? I think everybody does, but...
Right.
That's true.
There wasn't that many of them then.
Right.
No, we were like able to join the Revolution companies or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Like the Daughters of the Revolution and the
There you
Sons
go.
of the Revolution, Children of the there's so many of them.
There you go.
But you do have to have like lineage to prove it. Just FYI.
Like a 23andMe test or?
I honestly don't know. We have like some
How did you prove
certified. my aunt got some certified letter or whatever that says that we're related to so and so.
Does that come with benefits?
No.
Oh, gotcha.
No.
No, it is crazy sometimes though. I was looking at a waterfront house the other day, and it was built in the 1800s, like early
nice.
1800s, and you know, people were asking me questions about it, and I was like, I don't think public records go back that far. Sometimes you reach out about a house in the 90s, and it's the health department has trouble finding the records.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't even know what they wrote on back in the 1820s.
Right.
No, I have one that I'm looking into right now. I'm like, I need public records for this, and I can't find them. And I'm like on Chat GPT, you know, can you find me anything on this listing? And they're like, well, you know, Chat's like, well, it was built in da-da-da-da-da. There might be some old-fashioned land records that are in paper in a closet somewhere. My Chat is set up to be a little sassy and sarcastic, so my answers are a bit out there.
It'd be weird if it told you like whose closet it was in.
Yeah. So if you go in the secondary bedroom,
knock on the door 3 times.
Yeah.
It's underneath the bed. So no, we do have lots of history. I mean, there's certainly lots of history in the area, lots of things to do that a lot of people do. And so, I mean, I feel like this area is definitely a mixing bowl of people, whether it's military families coming in or people coming in from different jobs, things like that. You know, it is a unique area. I mean, you're surrounded by water down here in St. Mary's County, and then, you know, 2 hours away, you can be in the mountains, you know, skiing if you wanted to. And so it's definitely, and then we're 2.5 hours away from the beach. And so, you know, so you do have kind of the best of all worlds here, but, definitely a lot of history here, which is, you know, pretty cool. But yeah, so I guess if you had any like words of advice or whatever that you wanted to leave, I guess anybody that's watching this, and they're relocating maybe specifically to the St. Mary's County area or either on Pax or Andrews or something, what would you suggest for them to do?
First things first, like reach out to a lender.
Sure.
I didn't know going into real estate that people didn't do that. That's like the first step that we do. When we get orders, that's the first thing that we do is find a lender who can tell us exactly how much we can afford when we get there. Because how do you know what you're looking for?
You wait till you find the perfect house that's really competitive.
No.
When it has 3 offers on it.
And then you do it. Yeah.
It's perfect timing.
No, like that may be another podcast we need to have is like, what are the first steps? Because the first step should not be just looking at houses.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah. No,
I mean, it's exciting, but yeah, you can't move if you don't have money to move, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Like you got to figure out what you can do, where you want to be, like reach out to people in the area, find your groups.
Yeah.
You know,
Facebook groups, that's a good catch.
Facebook is a good resource for military people. It really is.
Yeah.
I know it's like swaying towards TikTok and Instagram, but you know, a lot of the military members are just now allowed to have TikTok.
Yeah.
I was not allowed to have TikTok until recently.
Okay.
So
I think Facebook's really good too with their community pages. Like there's not really any other platforms that have such good community pages that get so much participation.
Yeah, we even started one. I don't know if you've been informed, but we have a PCS moving to Southern Maryland guide that we're trying to get going.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah. We'll have to put the link either
down
in the
below.
caption. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put it there so everybody can see it.
I'm starting to like share things that I see that are happening in St. Mary's. For instance, I shared
Southside happenings.
Yes, we are sharing the Southside happenings on there.
That's a good idea.
But like the other day I saw an ad for, do you want to do sourdough? Like come to this restaurant and learn how to make sourdough and like the starter, and then learn how to bake the bread, because it's not an easy process.
Yeah.
Right.
I got into it and it's a lot of work.
Much easier to buy.
You know, we have so many Amish bakeries around us. Why are we trying this? But
It's like $5
They've mastered
a
this.
loaf. Yeah.
right. So yeah, but no, it's going to be a resource for people who are PCSing to Southern Maryland. So
No, absolutely. And I think, you know, since we've been doing the Southside happenings too, I mean, it's amazing how many things happen in the Tri-County area that
so many
you don't even know about. I mean, so many different things for so many different people. So yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things that we've tried to do as we, you know, serve military families that are PCSing or coming to the area, relocation and things like that, is that we try to be Southern Maryland. You know, we try to be a resource for them so that they do need something, whether it's a contractor, dentist, whatever, we have a solution, or we can help them kind of get that sense of community. I think that's been important.
Yeah, I think I'm going to compile like a list of like a file that has like, these are pediatric dentists in the area.
Yeah.
These are pediatric doctors in the area, you know.
Yeah.
And these ones take TRICARE.
The crazy thing is,
Yeah.
I know the simple answer is just to Google it, but unfortunately with, you know, you go
There's
on Google
too
and
much.
and you go to it and then you start getting these sponsored ads from somewhere that's up in like Alexandria or something. You know,
Yeah.
like, on paper it looks like it's close, but you know, you get dealt with traffic.
we had a
an hour and half
realtor
away.
post into the page the other day, and he's down in Jacksonville, and I'm like, hide.
Yeah.
We don't need Jacksonville, Florida in Southern Maryland.
Right.
Go to your own Facebook page, buddy.
But it's like, how did he find us?
Yeah, well, it's because we're the Southside group.
Maybe he's relocating.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's true.
I don't know.
So cool.
Yeah. No, well, thank you for joining us on this episode. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it was a pleasure. And we'll definitely have to include the Facebook page below.
Yep.
That sounds cool. A lot of good resources. So
You're good. If somebody wants to get a hold of you to help them out find a home in Southern Maryland or whatever, what's the best way to reach you?
Phone call.
Phone call?
Yeah.
All right. You want to do a shout out for your phone number?
Yeah. You can give me a call at 240-866-2281.
There
and
you
it'll
go.
be right here.
You hear that, Jay, right here. All right.
Ready, y'all.
Well, very good. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Southside Blueprint, your guide for buying, selling, and investing here in Southern Maryland. We'll see you next time.